B Griffin in the morning.
Doing his job.
He working real hard. Go ahead, Griffin.
Hey, we got my favorite people in the building.
Yeah.
It's Danielle White of the Divas, the Dynamic Divas. What's going on?
Good morning, good afternoon, hasta mañana. What's up, people?
She said good morning. That sounds like something I would say.
Yeah. Good morning.
What y'all got going on?
Oh my God. Well, I'm so fortunate to have my other diva, Miss Adrienne Baker, with me in the house because we just love y'all.
Well, we love you too.
We just love y'all.
And we love you back.
We got so much going on. I don't even know where to begin.
Everybody know who the Dynamic Divas are, what you represent, and what you got going on.
What are we? We are some dynamic women. You know, women are the head of households in so many ways. We are the nurturers, the educators, the teachers, the pacifiers. So what I came up with was having the idea of taking our stories and putting them in the forefront to have a platform to engage our teenage girls. I mean, real talk. Social media is taking over tremendously in the way how these girls get their information. Domestic violence is rampant. We have people taking advantage of our teens and our women by objectifying a lot of the violence that they are subject to. So the young ladies that I put together in this group have come from different industries, different backgrounds, different ages. And I said, we're going to be dynamic. We're going to have a story to tell. And we're going to tell a story to anybody who wants to hear it. We're touchable, we're realistic, and we're not afraid to be who we are at any given time. What you see is what you get all the time, 100%. Where you find organizations that are not just about the business. There's a passion that you have to have and a respect that you have to have for the people that you want to be around.
Right.
This is not something that's forced. This is something that's natural. This is something that shows that it's a community that's raising our teens just in different medias. You guys are able to do that to the masses with different voices by being on the air. We do it face to face and in the public so you can touch us. And by putting the marriage together, we get more exposure on both sides of that. And I think a lot of people lose sight of the importance of it takes a community to raise children. We can't just overlook some of the things that are going on with our youth and then blame it on the education system or blame it on the parents rearing it. We have to be able to take accountability for what we're not giving them. And we have to be able to make the funds available to make it happen. It's a struggle, but if your passion is with it, you're going to do it.
So what made you decide to start the Dynamic Divas? Like, did you just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to just start this powerful organization?
Actually, Adrienne and I used to hang out all the time. We'd get together, sit back, have some wine, and just kind of talk about our families, jobs, things that we had going on. And it became, I think, whatever, every Friday night we got together and we just kind of did this. And I was sitting at work one day and I said, you know, we all have so much to give, so much history. We all have different backgrounds. And if we don't tell our past, we can't affect someone's future. And I literally looked up one morning and said, we're dynamic. And that's what we're going to be. And we're going to be divas at it because we're going to have a certain type of professionalism when we're out there to show. We play hard, but we also work harder.
Right. Now, rewind back. Miss Adrienne, before I cut you off, what you was going to say?
No, I was just going to say that, you know, most of our Friday night interaction was intervention. Like, you know, yeah. Danielle would say, we need an intervention. And, you know, we would come together and then, you know, hearing the, you know, the stories of each one of us having, and whether you wanted to hear it or not, that's what we gave. And then, you know, we just came to the conclusion that, you know, we went through all this. Let's give the younger community, teenage women, you know, young mothers, and let's tell them a story and let them come out of what we were in and, you know, make it easier for them to transition into the adulthood or motherhood or nurturing process. So that's what we came about doing that.
Right.
Because I'm the one that always give everybody the hard talk.
Yeah, she give them the hard talk. But see, it's a balance too. And what I can respect about all the divas is our personalities are very strong. And I think because we have strong personalities, the ideas we bring to the table, we definitely meticulate and find a mythology behind it so we can present it to girls our age. Because the worst thing in the world is to talk to girls and they look at you like you have no clue of what I've been through. And I hate the expression is, I really understand what you feel. No, you don't. If you've not walked in my shoes, if you've not felt any of my pain, if you've not had any of the hurt. You know, we've all had that boyfriend that wasn't the man of the world, so to speak. We've all had the mother that jumped on our back because we didn't do A, B, C, and D, or we didn't meet up to the expectations of what they wanted us to do. But you can overcome that, and you can rise above it if you have the empowerment and the self-esteem and self-confidence to do that. But how many women group do that with a passion without looking for something in the end of it? And when I say that, I'm not knocking any other nonprofit, and a nonprofit is hard to have, but I'd rather make no money than to have one young lady walk up to me and say, what you said to me meant so much. And for me, I'm like the emotional one. You say that to me, I'm done. I can't talk to you no more. I'm blubbering, my eyes all watery. I gotta turn to Adrian. You gotta do something because I can't do it. Because I'm not looking for any monetary value of it, because I put in the lines with, you know, faith. You know, when Jesus did what he didn't ask for no money. He just asked you to believe and have faith. So all I'm asking you is to believe and have faith in us. And if you want to donate, hey, that's more for us. But at the end of the day, we're gonna get it done by hook or crook. We gets it done.
I ain't heard that in a minute. That's all that some fundraiser would say.
You looking like you want to say something.
Go ahead and say something fundraiser. You've been quiet. Go ahead.
You just sitting here
We're
listening.
gonna unleash you. We're gonna unleash you. Go ahead.
Sit up in the chair.
And we had a
This
good
might-
conversation when we met about
Right,
you know,
yeah,
some of
yeah.
the things, you know, you were seeing and feeling and stuff like that. So that meant a lot to me as well too.
Okay, I'm go ahead.
Thank you very much.
My biggest thing is I'm listening, and we have now, we were talking about this earlier, the each one teach one, to carry on the information to the next. But I understand, I love your dynamic divas, but is there any kind of way we can get together and make a dynamic families group? Because we've separated men from women for so long, now it's time for the families to get together and go on. Because we know what it is to make a strong man, we know what it is to make a strong woman. So now we need to get together and make a strong family. Because the family unit right now in the African American community is very slack. And I'm not talking about very slack because we're not doing our job. I mean slack as there is not many. And we need to get everybody to understand that once you've made that commitment to basically start a family, even if you're not going to be together as a unit, you still need to cooperate and work as a family unit. Even if he's in one house and you're in another house with other kids, we still have to show that we can communicate with each other and make the bigger picture of forwarding the family. So is there any kind of way that we can start a dynamic families group?
You know, it's funny that you say that. Adrian and I were just kind of going back and forth with that, because I said to her, I said, we're building up the women, but we can't shirk the responsibility of doing the same for the men. But being women, it's hard for a woman to tell a man,
Right.
you need to do A, B, C, and D. So we have been talking about putting together something kind of mirrors what we're doing for the girls, for the men, and they're bringing it all together. And the goal in bringing it all together, it's a universal type of mythology, so that it's the evolution of 360 of transition and transformation. This is not something that just happens one time.
Right.
This is something that's constant. And then we provide a sort of mentorship to say, okay, I need to come back to you because I need to revisit this and be comfortable in doing that. And I think once we get the guys to kind of follow our path or our mirror, we'll be good. It's just, you know, hard, you know, having men, you know, deal with us women, because, you know, we some tough cookies.
And we both have some husbands that, you know.
Yeah, they got some things to say.
Yeah.
Understood. And that's the thing that you say women can be, some women can. And I've learned that it's okay to be a strong woman, but sometimes, and my mother can attest to this herself, you have to let a man be a man.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
You
I
have
totally
to.
agree with you.
I mean, even if you know you're not helpless, you still have to act that way when it comes to his ego.
But
He
see,
wants to be that.
The more we empower, we actually have our husbands following in our footsteps.
Mhm.
Not to take away from their manhood, but when they see that we are going forward and doing what we need to do, then they follow.
Mhm.
Because, you know, not just because we say, y'all need to be there. They want to be there, they want to help. Then we have young men of ourselves. I have one, I have another one, I have two others. And then I also take in, you know, the male figures in my community, encourage them. And, you know, once they see us walking this path, they'll come and follow us, because they do say, you know, you lay the path down, they'll follow.
Saying that you have led the way when your husband follows, men are naturally going to follow a mother or his wife. And I'm not saying follow her, oh, she's going to lead the way. No. But if I see her being the woman that I need her to be, it's easy for me to be the man that I need to be.
Exactly.
Especially
Exactly.
if she's not always on me for the small. I've learned sometimes women are twist things around because you're in your feelings sometimes.
We're emotional beings.
Very emotional.
I mean, there is no doubt about it. We
Right.
are emotional beings.
And men, sometimes we don't know how to deal with that because we are simple beings.
Right.
We're very simple. Women don't understand. I mean, lots of comedians have said it a lot of times. All we need is sex, a sandwich, and some sleep. That's it. It's simple. We don't need to cuddle up. I mean, we like that, but we don't need all of that. We're very simple. So please, women, stop trying to make us more complex than what we are. And stop trying to get us to say things the way you want to hear them. You're getting your answer. You're getting your answer. You just want to hear it in the way that you want to drive the car around the corner.
Okay, but
I'm
can we
sorry.
drive the car back around the block?
We don't drive back around the block.
We
So basically saying all the time.
What is it that you need as a family for us to get together to structure, to bring that together? What are you looking for us to collaborate?
Exactly what you just said. Collaboration. Men are simple. We just need to talk about the situation and where you want us to slide in. Because I know women already, y'all have whatever plan that you have 3, 4, 5, 6 plans to back up that plan. So just as a man, you're the foreman, woman the foreman. The man is a construction worker. You tell him when you bring the blueprints out, okay, I want the bathroom over there, I want the living room over there, and we're gonna do that.
Today, let's talk about 18 to 25 today. When I grew up, an 18-year-old still respected his mother. There was no doubt about it. If your grandmother or your mother said something, you had that respect.
I'm 39 years old and I still can't cuss in front of my mom.
Respect people, period.
I mean, there was no discontent, disjointedness, and it was always about the family. Regardless to whatever you did in the street, you never brought that to your house because your house was your sanctuary. And in the years with my oldest son growing up, I noticed that some of his friends would make fun of him because he would say, "Oh, you can't bring this to my house. That you gotta put your pants up, for real, put your hat on your head right. It is not going down like that in my house." And I asked one of his friends, I was like, why is it such an issue? And they were like, because someone taught these kids, well, you're trying to emasculate me. I said, first off, spell it, and then try to tell me how it's gonna work for you. I said, because if you can't respect your elders, then respect the women that you're talking about, then how are you supposed to be able to build a family? Because if your like you said, your blueprint ain't right, you ain't building nothing. Because the house gonna fall down, the nails ain't gonna be in there, you're gonna have a moat full of water, it's not gonna work. So I think we need to get these young men to understand that we're not talking at you about being a man, we're talking to you about being a man. We're talking to you about the responsibilities of being a head of household. Just because you have a baby don't make you the head of household. Just because you bring home a check don't make you the head of household. Just because you put your shoes at the front door at a crib that belong to your girlfriend does not make you the head of household.
Amen.
When you can hold all that down by yourself, then you are the head of household. When I call you king, you better be able to not only get the food, cook the food, pick the food out the garage for me, and bring it in the house for me. There's certain type of criteria you need to follow as a man. And I think these boys nowadays with this mentality, I gotta be so tough, it's the wrong way to do it. Be educated. Make your brain the toughest thing you got and be educated. Then we can talk about the foundation of
conversation. You gotta that's a little bit go further.
Let me first thank everyone out there in the listening world for giving us this opportunity to introduce who we are, and what we all about. It's a beautiful thing when communities come together and folks realize that this issue is bigger than us, and we need to put the energies into it. You can find the Dynamic Divas on www.dynamicdivaofvirginia.com. We got a good website, tells you everything about us, tells us about a lot of our events. Website, you can hit us up at dynamicdivava@aol.com. You can hit us on Facebook, Dynamic Diva. You can hit us on LinkedIn, Dynamic Diva of Virginia. Somebody will get back to you, but we're here. We're touchable, we're reachable. We're about our business.
That's it.